There's mint all the way down the side of this road. Escapey mint. Smells nice. Good morning, I hope you're well and welcome back to a new video. I have a mic, so I'm really hoping that will help with the audio. A few people on my channel commented that they couldn't hear me very well, so fingers crossed. We are now high-tech, all mod cons, and this will improve the quality of my videos. So you can see this morning I've been out doing a few jobs, some early morning watering, which is allowed here up until 8 AM, and then I've been round filling up my water troughs for the birds, insects, so I'm really hoping they're enjoying their little morning drink. I know a lot of you, probably most of you, have been wondering what's been happening inside the chateau, and the honest answer is not a lot. It's August, so everything slows down in France anyway, which is absolutely fine. That's one of the reasons we moved here, for a quieter pace of life. And it's been successive heat waves, so I haven't really felt like doing very much. And in fact, we're still surrounded by boxes. We have the essentials sorted, but very much living in quite a mess actually. And the other reason is because the priority for me is to settle the family, of course. So we've been out for a few day trips and we've had visitors, which has been lovely. So all in all, not a lot happening in the chateau, but in the autumn, from September onwards, well, a few things will start to happen. So in the meantime, thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for all your comments and your likes. It really matters to me, especially it's such a small little channel, that people are enjoying it. So thank you very much for everybody who's left a comment and a like, because it's not expected, but it's very much appreciated. So the only job left this morning for me is to harvest some chilies, which I'm going to do now, and sow some salad seeds for autumn. So that's also quite exciting. That's the first thing that I will have sown in the chateau. And there was one spare trough around the side, one spare planter. So I've put some compost in and I'm going to sow those salad seeds now. And I think I will, because I have been filming a little bit, it is quite bitty, but then my life is quite bitty at the moment. But I think I'll have to do sort of a flashback to what happened in the veg garden over the summer, and maybe show you a few little highlights of what we've been up to in France so far. Lastly, I will show you a little bit of the salon, because I would like people's opinion actually on where to put some of the furniture, because we just can't make up our minds, and I think Edwin and my children are fed up of moving furniture around, so I'll probably show you a little bit of what's happening in the salon. So I have bought here a type of lettuce called Chateau de Nîmes, which I'm going to sow today, and I also have some lettuce that was left over from the UK mesclun mix. So I'm going to sow that now. So this is our compost area. Well, I should say current compost area. It won't be staying here. It's under this really large Lebanese cedar tree, and it will be moved, but for the moment this is where we're storing all the grass cuttings and other bits and bobs. Yeah, out of breath. I need to get my gardening fitness back, but so on top of this I'm going to put shop bought compost and then hopefully sow some salad leaves. But first of all, I'm going to have a tea break. This is the compost. It's not quite ready, but it'll be fine as a base layer. So Daniel's here today. He's going to be doing some of the heavy jobs for me. He comes here once a week for a full day. So yeah, the garden is a lot to manage, and we definitely need Daniel for a full day once a week. And he knows the garden. He's been here 7 years, so that really helps. It's going to be a hot one later. I think this is what, the 5th heat wave we're going into in Europe. Yeah, that's the new reality. Actually, before it gets too hot, I've just asked Edwin to bring my compost bag round for me. Thank you. I think that should be enough compost for this trough. But you can see why we need to make our own compost here, because the scales are quite enormous. So now I'm just covering the top of this trough with some shop bought compost. Right, I'm going to leave this now and go and get some tomatoes before it gets too hot, and I'll plant up the lettuce seeds and what have you later on, basically, or even tomorrow morning when it's cooler. And I need to go and get my hat, which I left inside after I went in to make the tea. Always wear a hat out here. Right, hat back on. Let's fill these colanders. Right, that's it for me. I was also going to quickly fill up with some chilies, but it's just too hot now. I will have to do that tomorrow morning. You can see the chilies. You can have plenty of chilies this autumn and winter. However, I'm going to very, very quickly just grab these aubergines in here. Oh, and we have one ripe melon as well, which is very, very exciting. Okay, 2 lovely aubergines, or eggplants, as you say in America, and that's me done for the morning. Right, veg garden, see you tomorrow. So tomatoes, aubergine, the little physalis, which are very cute. And just inside one, there we go, a little fruit like this. And our first ever melon. So I'm going to cover that with a little bit of compost, give it another water, and hopefully we'll be eating some lovely lettuce for supper very soon. Well, since I was out here a couple of days ago, I can see that some of the tomatoes have now ripened, so I shall definitely be having some of those. You can see how many chili peppers we have on these plants, so I'm going to take pretty much all of them off and freeze them. Quickly show you my chili. Oh, I'll quickly show you my chili haul. I don't think we'll be buying any chilies this winter. I actually think it's going to rain. It's quite threatening. all rain is still very welcome. We've been quite lucky here. We've had about an inch of rain over the last couple of weeks, which is a lot more than most areas, including the UK. Where my dad lives in Nottinghamshire, they haven't had any rain since June. Can you imagine? I'm going to go in now for some more tea and some yogurt, and then I'll give you a quick spin around the salon. Pretty pleased with that haul. Lots of lovely tomatoes and chilies. So this is our salon, and it's the largest room we have downstairs in the chateau. It's quite big, but once it has furniture in it, it doesn't feel quite as big as before. So at the moment it has our sofas in it and a television, hi-fi, it has our piano, and I would like to save some space for antiques, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I love, and it's just how we use the space available. So if I just twist it round slowly, you see we've got currently the television against this wall with the sofas, and we're just not happy with it. We've also tried the sofas around the fireplace. That didn't look quite right either, because we would like to leave a line of sight through to the dining room. And also I would like to have some antique chairs and maybe a little card table next to the fireplace. So this is what I mean when I say about boxes and mess. It's just a case of just trying to unpack everything now and decide where it's all going to go. But because of the heat, I haven't really felt like tackling anything yet. So we also have a lovely view out onto the garden from this side of the salon. And then if I slowly pan round, there's another door there that we haven't even opened yet. And you also get a view all the way down through the chateau. We are lucky enough to have these fantastic radiator covers, which I think add a certain elegance to the room. But the space on this side isn't properly utilised, and I had actually wanted to pool table in here, but I'm thinking now that that is not such a good idea, and I might have to get a lightweight one that will go in the games room. So there's the piano and a piece of furniture that belonged to my grandparents, and the books on top, a collection of books that my grandfather bought a long, long time ago. Then we have my husband's stereo, which he is very proud of. And even though we normally sit in the kitchen and listen to music, sometimes it's quite nice to come in here and listen to some classical. And you can also see the damp here, which we will have looked at before we do any decorating in here. So I'll just give you a little pan round. So here's another radiator cover, and they're so lovely that I think I'm going to have these put in most of the rooms if I can somehow get hold of the name of the company that they used. Just pan around a bit, and then you can see this lovely fireplace, which I absolutely adore. Yeah, so it's just how we end up using this space, and it's such a lovely room, and I really look forward to sitting in here. I think in the winter it'll come into its own. So we can't do too much decorating for the moment, but we can put a picture up, and I found these pink flowers that I've forgotten I owned in a box, so they're going to go into a vase here on the fireplace. There we go. Well, they're a bit small, but it brightens things up. And they also are pink, and the sofas are pink, and the fireplace is pink hint, so there'll definitely be a pinkness about this room, which is not as bad as it sounds. There we go. It's a start. And the sofas you can see behind me are Harris tweed, which I believe is the only protected woolen fabric in the UK. So yes, it's just how to use this space really. You can see the sofas now, 2 armchairs, and then the piece of furniture we bought in Dorking last year. And it's great to use a natural fabric. Okay, so Edwin's just going to bring in one picture to see if we like it. It won't stay there because actually I didn't mention, but I would like to have a big French trumeau mirror there, which we will have to search for in Bordeaux, I expect.
Something like this.
Yeah, actually it doesn't look too bad there. I think we can live with that for the moment. Yeah, so as I said, I would love to have a really big French antique mirror in that space, and I shall measure it up and then have a lot of fun looking around at all the antique shops I possibly can in France and try and source one.
So can you check if it...
Okay, we changed our minds. It looks so tiny above the fireplace that we're going to put it on this wall. Okay, thank you, Edwin. So I think that looks really good there. And it has the same sort of pinky colours in that I want for this room. It's not a real Dutch master, but it is one of the copies of the Dutch master paintings that we both really like. Okay, happy with that?
You stand here, is that?
It's only just on it. I think we need to take it off again and then widen it.